Hello everyone, in this video we are going to discuss a solution for pattern 18. So, see a pattern. So, this is a pattern for n equals to 7. This pattern looks like an hourglass, okay, in which we have some number of spaces and some number of stars. So, it seems a very difficult pattern to make, but it is not. Let's see how we are going to make this. Okay, so first of all, let's make a simple pattern. Let's say that I want to make this pattern here. We have some number of spaces and some number of stars. So let's count our number of spaces and number of stars. Number of spaces and number of stars for each row. Let's say 0 row, 1 row, 2 row, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so in my 0 row we have 0 number of spaces and 7 number of stars. Then 1 number of space, 5 number of star. Then 2 space, 3 star. Then 3 space and only 1 star. Then 2 star, 2 space, 3 star, 1 space, 5 star. Then again 0 spaces and 7 stars. Now, as you can see, our number of spaces is increasing by 1 till my middle row. Okay, and then the number of spaces start decreasing by 1. Same goes for number of stars. Till my middle row, my number of stars is decreasing by 2. But after my middle row, my number of stars start increasing by 2. So this is very simple pattern. We need to count number of spaces and number of stars, and we are going to print number of space and number of stars according to that. So let's first try to make this pattern. So let's write a code for this. All right. So first of all, we need to take our integer n, int n equals to scan dot next int. Now our number of spaces and number of stars. Now we need to know from how many number of stars and how many number of spaces we need for starting. So let's see. We have 0 number of spaces in the starting and 7 number of stars. 7 is nothing but our n. So let's initialize our number of spaces and number of stars. Number of spaces 0 and number of stars equals to n. Now for int I equals to 0, I less than n I plus plus. We need to print number of spaces first. So for int j equals to 0, j less than number of spaces and j plus plus. Now we are going to print number of spaces here. So system dot out dot print our space here, and then we need to print number of stars. So for int j equals to 0, j less than number of stars, j plus plus. System dot out dot print start. Now for changing our line, system dot out dot print ln, and now we need to increase our number of spaces till middle row and decrease our number of stars till middle row. Then if I is less than my n by 2, Then I have to increase my number of spaces by 1, NSP++, and decrease my number of stars by 2, so NST -2. If this is not the case, then I need to decrease my number of spaces and increase my number of stars by 2. Okay, so let's see if we have made a pattern. Okay, I have made a mistake. Next, he was missing. Let's see. It is showing us a wrong answer, obviously, because we didn't have to make this pattern. So a pattern is right according to the pattern we wanted to make. So we have made this pattern, but actually we don't have to make this pattern. In our question, we need to create this pattern. So as you can see here, we need to create some number of spaces in between the number of stars that we are printing. So you can see clearly that this space region is before our middle row and after my first row. So I is equal to 0 here and I is equal to 3 here, or n by 2. So I can say if my I is greater than 0 and my I is less than n by 2, then this region should be printed with spaces. Also, we have 2 stars here, 1 star and 2 star, 1 star and 2 star. So I need to say that if this is not my first star, if j is not equal to 0 and j is not my last star, NST -1, this is going to be my last star and this is my first star, then instead of stars that we were making here, we need to print spaces. So if we will just add this condition, we will be able to make the pattern, this pattern here, the pattern that we actually need to make for this question. So let's add this condition here. We need to add this condition when we are printing our stars. So if I is greater than 0 and I is less than n by 2 and j is not equal to 0 and j is not equal to NST -1, then I need to print spaces only. System.out.print spaces, the spaces between my stars. Okay, else we need to print only stars. So let's run it. We have passed our sample test case. Now let's run it for all our test cases. It's taking us some time because many people are working on maybe solving some questions. You should try it too. It's taking a long time. Okay, so we got 10 out of 10, which means that all our test cases are passed and we have made a right logic for this program. So that's all for this video. See you in the next one.